Welcome everybody to an entrepreneur's dinner with the coaches. I am your co-host Nadira Lewis, and we are excited for that you have taken the opportunity to join us tonight for dinner. I'm excited to also have with me my co-host Thomas Taylor and host Shaan Rais, and our also Charmaine Harrison, Tracy Lynn Harris, and Junior Frederick. It's been a pleasure to be able to see you guys join us this far, and we look forward to continuously serving you, our community, with the best advice ever here at the Shaan Rais Media brand. So, Thomas, we're going to take it to you.
Okay. Y'all see me? Okay, I think I'm coming on. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you guys coming out again. Thank you for taking your time to have some dinner with us this evening. This evening, like Nadira said, we're gonna have a little conversation, and the topic we're gonna talk about is hunting versus farming. So let's just think about that for a minute. And now this is from an entrepreneur standpoint, like from a business standpoint. We're going to talk about the differences, the ideologies, the concepts, the attributes in terms of, what have you been doing inside of your business that would make you a hunter versus a farmer. So, Mr. Shaan Rais, you out there?
Definitely, definitely. Let's bring that energy up. What's the energy in the room?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go.
Okay, I can
Let's
see
go.
everybody now. I can
Pop
see
that up.
everybody
Pop that
now.
up for a minute. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
where we
Yeah,
at?
yeah. Big hunting, and big farming, right? What's the difference? What's the difference between hunting and farming? If you're out there and you're an entrepreneur, then you are a hunter by trade. Now, as a farmer, you can be entrepreneurial, right? You can be
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurial in your space as a farmer. But if it's going to do with lead generation, acquisition, conversion, that's
Mm.
all hunting. That's all
Okay.
hunting. And I want you to begin to see it that way and see yourself that way. Because if you don't, then you may be building your business slowly, very slowly, like you're planting seeds and waiting for them to germinate, and you're putting posts up and you're waiting for the response, and you're not more assertive like you need
Mm.
to be.
Okay.
Entrepreneurs are now society calls us aggressive. Society calls us aggressive, but I want you to look at the different mindsets, right? So primarily mindsets, entrepreneur mindset to an employee mindset. An employee's
Mm-hmm.
mindset is passive. They show up, they get paid. In entrepreneurship, you show up and think you're going to get paid, you're going out of business. You have to hunt in this space. You have to hunt in this space, guys. So that's the topic, the difference between hunting and farming and who you need to be, what your ideal identification needs to be as an entrepreneur in order to drive revenue, in order to drive business.
Okay. 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 So really, we're kind of drilling down on mindset. I hope everybody's kind of paying attention. That mindset is key because that mindset determines whether you succeed in business or whether you fail in business, right? So that's good. How about you, Miss Charmaine? What's your kind of thought process on hunting versus farming?
Well, thank you for having me this evening. This is really such a good topic. I do believe that when you start out in entrepreneurship, you definitely begin as a hunter because of that hunger and drive. So you haven't
Mm.
so much established, any paying clients at the moment or community to necessarily farm as of yet. But from what I've learned, both farmer and the hunter do serve their purpose. But the biggest difference, as stated, was, mindset. As a CEO, you are a hunter because you do want to continuously seek new opportunities, just for growth and your business. Farming, again, it serves its purpose to kind of cultivate, those existing
Mm-hmm.
clients in a sense, or those relationships within your business, to find new ones. ways to help individuals. But in all reality, from my experience and information that I've gathered, as a female entrepreneur starting out, I'm a huntress. I want to, if you want to state it like that, but
Okay, let's go.
She
Let's
said,
go. That's right.
"Ooh, wait a minute, wait a
yeah,
minute." She
so,
said huntress.
yes,
Oh, wow. She just created a
that's
brand new term, everybody. I hope y'all
there
paying
you go.
attention.
There you go. That's that creativity part. But when you do move into a space of entrepreneurship, if you choose to be that go-getter, and go at it full time, you have to have a certain mindset. You have to know where your next meal is coming from, basically. And in order to do that, you can't wait until somebody else tells you what to do. You have to go get it. Because a hunter is
Amen.
someone who seeks, they pursue, or they look for something. Absolutely.
That's right.
So I know for me, when I made a decision to transition in 2018 to entrepreneurship full time, I'm seeking, I'm pursuing, and I'm looking for freedom. Freedom to do what I want, when I want, with who I want in my own time. But I had to transition my mentality from that wishful thinking to being very opportunity minded. You have to have that opportunity mindset. So that was the biggest thing. I
Okay.
had to have focus on what it was that I actually wanted, where I wanted to go, and I had to put some, tactical, methods behind it and be strategic
Yeah.
about it. And when you start out, you're a hunter because you have to do it all by yourself. You have to do it all by
Yeah.
yourself when you first start out. And nowadays, I position myself to be able to do that, and not settle, because you're going to hear a lot of outside noise. And if you settle,
Mhm.
that's not going to be good. You're going to go right back to that 9 to 5 because you're used to people telling you what to do. So that mindset has to be on 1,000 at all times.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Nadira always talks about being a solopreneur. Got to take care of everything from A to Z. That was awesome. So far, hope you guys are taking notes. We talked about mindset, and hunter equals freedom. Did you guys catch that? She said hunting equals freedom. That's powerful. How about you, Kayla?
Oh no, we can't hear you.
She's excited about something.
Yeah, I could tell. It looks like the mic is on now, but you got to turn it on so I can see it on the screen.
Yeah, look on the bottom, Kayla. There you go.
Nope. Nope.
Oh no.
Let's come
Okay,
back to Kayla.
yeah.
Let's come back to Kayla real quick and let Tracy share some light on that.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this once again. What I think when it comes to hunting and farming, I believe that it's a cyclical process. I believe you're a hunter, then a farmer, then a hunter. I don't think either one of those um, positions stop because you position yourself, you do lead generation, you get your clients in, then you have to nurture them and help them to grow. But at the same time, you are still positioning yourself and generating more leads. I believe it's a cyclical process. I don't think that you are either or in your business. I am personally right now, I'm a still Charmaine's word, a huntress, because I'm starting and I don't, I'm trying to position myself and generate my leads, but I'm trying to also at the same time set up my system, my web, so that when my clients come into my world, then I can farm and I can nurture and make sure they grow, keep fertilizing and making sure that they get all that they need to get to the next level, serve them at the highest degree, again, at the same time that I continue to hunt. So that's the way I see it.
Okay. I
That's
like it.
that. Yeah, that's an interesting perspective, right? Because that's kind of a duality, a little bit of a balance. But do you when you operate that way, do you find yourself out of balance at any time, whereas you're going to be doing more hunting than farming?
I think that'll depend on where you are and what's needed at the time. You sort of got to play the position that's needed at the time. If you have more clients to nurture, you need to nurture them. If you are in your hunting season, then you need to hunt. But I also believe that balance comes with your team. You know, you have your team
Okay.
that's helping. So maybe not necessarily one single person is doing both, but your team as a collective, we are doing, doing both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me add a little
Interesting.
bit. Let me add a little bit of experience there, right? Let me help everybody out, including myself, because I got to reiterate it myself. Because sometimes you'll get caught up as the CEO, right? As the business owner, the visionary,
Mm-hmm.
as the original hunter. What will happen is you'll get caught up in the farming space, and you'll lose your instinct to hunt. And what you have to do in order to exist in your sweet spot as the driver of revenue and the driver of business is you hire farmers. As you become successful, you hire farmers and you dole out that occupation. So you can remain in your 5 areas of expertise. You should only be concerned with maybe 3 to 5 key actions as the CEO, and you dole out those farmer um, tasks
Responsibilities.
to
Mm-hmm.
someone else because it takes a
Mm-hmm.
different mentality. It'll
Mm.
it'll take all of your energy as a hunter to plant, water, nurture. That's a completely different skill set, completely different mindset. And while you're over there on the farm pasteurizing, you'll be missing revenue on the field. You'll be missing revenue. So and I want everybody, like, when you're doing this, take that assessment, take that leadership chess test and find out where you're best suited. Because if you're on the other side of it, if you're the farmer mentality, which is or personality, which is the bishop or the king, then what you need is a sales team. What you need is the hunter to go drive the revenue. And that's why sales might be slipping or client acquisition might be a little bit slow, because that's not really your natural tendency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Nadira, we're going to come to you in a minute, but I want to drill down on something because I did a Facebook Live this morning about cash flow quadrants, right? And we look at the quadrant. We started with the employee. We talked about that in the beginning. Then we kind of moved to the self-employed. But sounds like, Coach, we're at the business owner because the business owner is the one who delegates. He finds a president to handle this. He finds, executive secretary to handle this. He finds a sales force to handle this, ultimately to get to that investor where things are automated and things are running smoothly, and then they kind of move to something else versus in terms of investment. So I did a Facebook Live, so I'm just kind of taking notes. I hope people are paying attention.
Definitely.
It's the flow of cash. It's the cash flow, and the mentality goes along with it. Ms. Nadira, what do you say about the two, hunting versus farming? No, you mute.
Nope, we can't hear you.
I think the key thing to remember about hunting is being able to have a vision on what you're going after. Because you can be a hunter, but not all hunters hunt after the same thing. So I think you have to be specific in what it is that you're hunting for. Because I might have a lion instinct, but lions only eat certain types of food, right? There's certain animal instincts where certain animals they eat certain things, so they only hunt for certain things. And I think you have to figure out what type of hunter are you? What type of prey? What is driving your instinct? What is it that's making you? What are you hungry for? And I think when you determine what you're hungry for, then you can start having a vision to go after what it is that you want to eat. Because if I don't have a desire for fish in the sea, I'm not going to go at looking for fish in the sea. But if I want meat, I'm going to go for meat. So my vision is going to be focused on the thing that I desire, the thing that I have a drive or hunger for. So that's what I look at. And I think about when me in my industry being the woman of Proverbs, when you think about what the proverb says, it says that how she goes out at nighttime. So it's like, it's about, part of being a hunter is planning how you're going to do your kill. You're not just going out saying I'm a hunter and just going and do it. You're planning your kill. You're planning the timing that you're going to find it. You're finding out what time that your prey is going to be in target. Your moves are strategic. And I think most importantly, as a hunter, your moves have to be strategic, because if not, it's almost like a shooter just shooting in the air and everywhere. You're going to be aiming at everything, and you're not gonna target anything.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was powerful. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
powerful.
yeah. That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Couple things she said. Couple things she said. I got to. She said so. A lion can't feed the family with mice.
Yeah.
I don't care how many mice there are. Right? It doesn't make a difference how many mice there are. You can't hunt field mice. Like, you got to look for the big game if you're trying to make big gain and big wins and have big business ultimately. Also, one of the key elements of a successful entrepreneur is focus and the ability to focus. Strategy, chess instead of checkers.
100%. How about yourself, Junior? Why don't you chime in on the discussion here? We got good energy, boy. Good conversation here. What's your view on hunting versus farming?
Yes, sir. First off, thank you all for having me here today. Like I see it a bit differently. Now I agree with everything that everybody said. Now I'm definitely a hunter, but I'm hunting to add to my farm. I'm hunting to add to my farm. I had money come in today from somebody that I spoke with 2 or 3 weeks ago. Right? I'll just let that sit. I had money come in today from somebody that I spoke with 3 weeks ago. When I hunt, I'm going after what I want, but also with the mentality that I want to add them to my farm. So I'm not doing either or, I'm doing both. Right? So I'm doing both. So I'm trying to assemble as many as many of them as I can in one place. So when I need the revenue, when I need the cash flow, I could go to my farm. And any entrepreneur knows that your power list or your book of business is where most of your revenue will come from. Most of the time it's not found when you go out, it's found when you go in, when you go into your farm. Your farm is made up of people that you have spoken to in the past, people that are already that are hot, they already bought from you, they know you, they like you, they trust you. They make up your farm. These are not people that you have to chase, because they already know you, they already trust you, they know the value that you bring. So when I go out to hunt, I'm hunting with the mentality that I want to bring them back to my farm. So that's the way I see it. I don't do either or. I think hunting is phenomenal, but I also think farming has its place on the tough days. On the tough days, right? On the tough days in business. On the very tough days.
Very good.
Entrepreneurs always go to their farms. The farm is what saves you, right? The farm is what saves you on the tough days. I'm sure many people here can relate to that. The farm is what
during the winter,
when you go out and you don't see anything. So I'm hunting with the mentality. That's right, during the winter. So exactly during the winter. Now,
right. During
I've
the
never
winter.
experienced winter because I'm not from.
Right? Oh yeah, see,
I know
he don't even have a winter out there.
On my farm.
Nah, not where he from.
Junior doesn't know what snow feels like.
Yeah, but check this out. Yeah, I don't know what it feels like, and trust me, I wish to know. But just check this out. I can never go hungry because of my farm.
Okay.
I can never go hungry because of my farm. So when I hunt with the mentality that I want to bring back to my farm, almost like what do you call it, Noah's Ark. I want to assemble all of the game in one place because I'm thinking moving. I'm thinking hunting, but I'm also thinking strategy. I'm also thinking strategy, right? The people that you get today that spend money with you today, it doesn't mean that they won't spend money tomorrow. So the optimizing the maximum lifetime value of the client means you hunt, but you add them to your farm. And that's the way that I approach it.
Yeah, nice. And that's why he's here. That's why he's here.
Okay.
I want to also add to the part. I want to also add before Kayla gets her opportunity to speak. I was thinking about the movie Coming to America too. And when I watch movies, I take lessons out of the movies. And the part of the movie specifically when they went back for his son, for the king's son, and they brought him back to Africa. And they told him, okay, we need you to take this, we need you to take a piece of the hair from the lion's face, and they gave him this little tweezer, like this little scissors thing. And he was looking as if it was impossible, but I like what his sister said, because he saw all the reasons why he wasn't able to do what he instinctively knew that it's like you don't really know what you're capable of until you put in a position for your instincts to kick in. And his strategy, even though when you think about how lions are raised or other animals are raised, some of it is instinctual and some of it is learned. They're taught. So I think they go both hand in hand. So I think when his sister made the comment and she said to him, "You can do it," and she began to remind him of who he was, and it encouraged the instinct that it did something to the drive of the natural instinct that was in him, and he was able to strategically not only subdue the lion, but do it in a unique way to bring back the hair of the lion. And I thought about that, and I watched that movie like several times just for that point, because sometimes in business, when you're starting out as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, you don't really know the driving force until you actually get in position, and something until it's like when you get into position, then something instinctual happens and causes you to know exactly what your target is, and to strategically, you don't even know, it's like it just happens automatically. You begin to strategically operate the way you're designed, which I think that's what's so awesome about who we are, because there are some things about us that can be learned, but there is a good part of us that just happens in our hunting, that just happens instinctually. And so when I think about hunting, I think about that movie, and I think about, he was from a total different area. He was like, I'm not from Africa, I'm from New York, we don't hunt to kill our food, but he didn't know he had the instinct to do it, because he was always hunting, just using it in a different format. He used it in a format where back then hunting to him might have been working several different jobs and doing, working from sun up to sundown. But when he got to Africa, all he had to do was position himself to use, because actually he killed the lion with the skill set that he had, that he learned in New York.
A lot of times we forget who we are. That's what I hear. A lot of times we forget who we are. So we start out as a hunter. And this is what happens to the entrepreneur too. It's almost like an entrepreneurial life cycle. You start out as a hunter, but then as your business grows, and if you listen to people, a lot of times they'll push processes on you. They'll push systems on you. And it's okay. You need that within your business to make it sustainable. But what happens is you lose the killer instinct. You lose that razor's edge sometimes. And something happens that has to bring it back of you. Yeah, you got to reconnect with who you really are. As soon as you make enough money to delegate those positions, you can get out of the overalls, right? You can get out of the overalls and get back on the field and start hunting again.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna go to a break, Ms. Nadira.
I think Jason is Jason is controlling the commercials.
Okay.
He put it in the chat that he was going to do.
We could.
we are back here at an entrepreneur's dinner with the coaches. I am your co-host, Nadira Lewis. And if you are enjoying having dinner with us tonight, put in the comments and let us know, what do you think? What do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as the hunter, or do you see yourself as a farmer? Let us know as we continue our engagement on this topic. Thomas?
Yeah, all right. That was good. First segment was real good. A lot of energy, a lot of different views. Junior kind of flipped it on us. He said he goes out there to hunt, to bring back to the farm so he can nurture what he actually, went out there and received. So pretty nice, good different viewpoints. We're going to come to Miss Kayla. Can you want to chime in?
No, we can't hear you. That's okay. Dry run, guys. First run. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right.
We'll come back. We'll come back because we can't hear you.
All right. One thing that I wanted to bring up that I definitely wanted to make light of is if you find yourself with that entrepreneurial mindset, right? If you find yourself with that get up and go, that energy, that can't sit still, society downplays that, subdues that, pushes that down, tries to hide that, right? They got a couple names for it. If you look at the clinical definition of ADHD and ADD, what you'll find is someone who focuses on multiple different things and can't seem to sit still, right? Someone who's innovative, actually, works with their hands, and is always moving from subject to subject, a fast thinker, usually, and sometimes a fast talker, right? So think about the public speakers that we know. But think about the public speakers that we know. Many times they'll tell you that they were told that they spoke too much in class. Yeah, you speak too much. He's disruptive. He's disruptive. He speaks too much. He speaks out of turn. They'll also say, okay, watch this. What about class clown? That's what they'll call it. They'll call it class clown. Why? Why does the teacher have a problem with that? Because the teacher is a farmer, right? And the individual that she's speaking to is actually a leader. And what they do is they galvanize the people to laugh, to do something else. And the teacher is competitive and constantly going back and forth with the leader of the people, who is a entrepreneur, right? Or a hunter. And she's a farmer, or he's a farmer, and there's a constant back and forth for power. And when they end up drugging, they end up
I'm about to
drugging
say
the child.
Medicate.
Yes, they end up medicating the child who has all kinds of promise and all kinds of future. And what happens is they begin to, like Nadira said, lose their instincts. They lose their instincts and lose who they are. And start to believe that, oh, I got ADHD. How many people say that? Like, I got ADD. I got. They just claim this stuff. I got. And since they got this, they can't do that, or they can't be this because they got this. And that's not right. And it's not true. Right? So if you in that process of self-evaluation, evaluate your skill sets. That's what I'm going to call them, skill sets, with leaders. Associate your skill sets with leaders and research leaders to find out what skill sets they had. And many times you might find a correlation between what they diagnose you with and what phenomenal leaders have, the traits and characteristics of leadership that they display.
Yeah, just think about how many, young children out there that their voices was suppressed, right? Just because of that they couldn't, they didn't have the support, family support behind them to push through that. And they just labeled them, and then they just pushed them to the back of the corner somewhere. You know what I mean? Especially in certain communities. We know that's just what's going on. Matter of fact, Coach, you sent me something I'm going to share with everybody. Now, this is from statistics. These are statistics now. And it says that entrepreneurs are the hunters of the 21st century. Numbers, 26 million small businesses out there. 26 million. And out of those 26 million, 9 million have one employee or more. You guys with me? These are statistics, right?
Right.
So what does that mean? That equals 75% of the new job creation in America. That's 75%. And that's 3% of the population that's actually allowing everybody to play, work, and eat. Those are the hunters of the 21st century. Those are numbers. Those are statistics.
That's right.
So when you look at the country as a whole, the fundamental foundation of our country is built on small business.
Hunting.
Think about
before society was formed. You didn't eat if it wasn't for the hunter.
Yeah.
You didn't eat if it wasn't for the hunter. Now, if you look at society now, everything is farming, subduing, right? Subduing and systematic and automated this and automated that until, watch this, until the housing bubble bust. And then what do they need? Bailout. From who? Small business owners, right? They need a bailout from the hunters. Yeah. Hunters to the rescue again. When farming fails, it's the hunters who go and hunt and consistently bring back new revenue, new clients, and breathes life and pumps blood into the American economy for circulation.
Yeah, that's huge. That makes a difference. And before we started, we was kind of talking earlier for those individuals out there that's into, network marketing, right? I was talking earlier, like network marketing, the equivalent, hunters are equivalent to sharks. Why? Because sharks go out there and get it, right? They got that 3-foot rule. Like anybody that's within arm's distance, they talking to. Boom, 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 boom. This is my product. This is what I do. This is what, right? From entrepreneur as well as in terms of network marketing. And they call those farmers dolphins. Why? Because they would say, "Oh, okay, how you doing? How you been?" You know what I mean? But they don't never, sometimes it's hard for them to get to that sale, get to that closing. Okay, what do you do? That's why they talk about that elevator pitch, right? Right? In network marketing, you always got to be ready. Always got to be ready. So that's just some analogy. Tracy, you like that?
Yeah, I do. It reminded me when I was in network marketing. I'm a IS, and what you just said just made perfect sense. That's why I had a problem actually getting people, because that's not. I'm a nurturer.
Yeah.
But I do have a question for Shaan about when he was saying you have to sort of stay in your lane. What do you do in the beginning when you don't have a team and you don't have the means to get a team? So you have to hunt and you have to farm. I kind of really, really agree with what Junior was saying about the way he was, the way he sees it. Because I think you can learn to play a little both, and I think both is important. But when you don't have a team, what do you do? How do you balance that?
You have to develop. You have to develop those skills. So survival in the 21st century requires every hunter to have a little bit of farming skill as well. Like it's well-rounded. That's community building. In this space, the farming piece is community building. So you have to have it. Like Junior said, where do you bring the people? How do you cultivate the ecosystem? That's all farming. But again, like yourself, and I want to just go back to the verbiage that you use, because you said that's why you had a problem. You have a gift. You have a gift.
Okay.
Right? That can be leveraged. And seen. When it's leveraged in the right light, then you're a connector. You're a connector. You nurture relationships. You create long-lasting, strong relationships. It's not a problem. It's a gift. But it has to be leveraged in the right light. And then you also have to see that everybody has all four of those, right? So you're the king, the knight, the bishop, and the queen. You understand? So you have the four pieces. You just have to lean more. And if nobody knows what we're talking about the leadership chess test, which is also relatable to the disc. You have all four dimensions, and you just have to lean into that one piece to maybe develop the skills to acquire, hunt, generate leads, get to the sale, and then you can lean back into your IS until you raised enough revenue, right? Until you raised enough revenue, until you've hunted enough, developing that skill. Self-development, self-awareness leads to self-development. You know what skills you need, and then you study it, and then you do it. Then you can lean back into your sweet spot, and you can dole out enough money to hire someone to take over the things that take from you. Because it's not that you can't do it. What happens is it drains your energy to do it for a long amount of time. You have a threshold.
Absolutely.
And your highest, you ain't got no threshold. You 99, you over 50, you good. Like that's your sweet spot. You could do that all day. You could do that in your sleep. But the hunting piece is gonna feel like, oh, it's gonna take your energy fast. You gotta hit it quick and move.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Kayla, you want to jump in? Can you come off mute?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Kayla's in the building.
Resilience.
Oh my God! Is the microphone is creating the whole issue? But I am here, and what I want to bring about the hunting and the farming is: imagine that you are a mother, yes, and you have a child, and your child is hungry. You go to the shop, look for food. The shop is closed, right? And then you go to the next shop, it's closed as well. You're not gonna stop because you know that your child is at home hungry, right? You may break the shop. You may go to your neighbor. You will find a way to feed your child. So basically, when we are in the beginning stage of the business, I will tell for myself, I am scared to go on a hunt because on my mind is like I will be salesy. I will be like talking to these people. They will be saying no. But when someone told me this analogy about child hunger, I was like, wait 1 second. I have a child. So this means that I am letting my business starving by not going on a hunt. But what happens is you need to have the mentality that the other person, that there is somebody else in the other side, that this person need to be deserved and treated as like a like someone who has feeling. This is where coming the farm, the nurture, the like a plant and soil and watering and all this stuff. So you cannot like jumping and hey, I am da 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 because this person don't know you. That's why it's important to have this little bit of farm while you go on a hunt. So this is what I want to add for you guys.
Hey,
Thank you.
that's good. That's good stuff. Miss Nadira,
And
I think we're gonna
the
go
most
to.
important, and I think before we go into another break, I was thinking about something, and I said, the thing about instinct is that it doesn't matter where you are. Whenever it's almost like killer instinct happens when it's triggered. So there's certain things that causes the trigger in order to kick in that instinct. Not everybody goes into hunting mode automatically, just say, I'm just going to hunt. It's something, there has to be a drive. It's something that causes the drive. It's something that has to be triggered. Like in Kayla's situation where she said, when you're a mom, as moms, all we have to do is just see our kids' face. That look of, I'm depending on you. That look of, I'm not going to be able to do this without you. It triggers an instinct on the inside of us. I know that's how I entered into entrepreneurship. I had a natural instinct that I was not going to allow my circumstance to dictate how I was going to live, for one, and how I was going to govern my children. So that means if I had to get out there and do it, and entrepreneurship is not for the faint at heart. Let me tell you, it's not. Entrepreneurship is work. It is it's perpetual. It's constant. It's not, we don't get to sleep because we're up in the wee hours of the night and we're planning like we do with the hunter. We're planning, we're strategizing, trying to figure out ways to be able to go after the thing that we need to sustain the life of our own life and of the people that depend on us.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Great analogy.
Yeah. So we about to go to a quick break, you guys. We'll be right back with you.
Hey, listen, guys, this is that business coaching piece. So everybody that you see up here are coaches, certified coaches, right? And they're talking about resilience, business building, hunting, farming, because they know how to do those things, right? They're not talking about something that they don't know. They're talking about something that they do know, and they're talking about something that they can help you with in terms of building your business, right? So if you're a coach, speaker, aspiring entrepreneur, and you want to grow your business, build your business, drive your revenue, you're a little bit of a farmer, you want to be more of a hunter, or you're a hunter and you want to be a little bit more of a farmer, then go to ShaanRais.com and let's get on a call. Oh yeah, let me go back in and let everybody know about Branded Like a Leader. So if you notice, everybody here has a specific look about them, right? Everybody has a specific look, a specific color scheme. We call that branding. And if you're not branded, then you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And your business is very vulnerable. No matter what the pandemic is, no matter what the business situation is, listen, when you're branded, you're positioned as a hunter and you attract your ideal client to you. So in Branded Like a Leader, this is what everybody learned how to do, attract their ideal client to them. So if you got a problem with generating leads or lead acquisition, and you don't know what to do organically, go to brandedlikealeader.com and find out. Let's grow.
All right, and we are back here with an entrepreneur's dinner with the coaches. And if you have enjoyed our first segment, put it in the comments. Let us know that you are enjoying the show tonight. So we're in our last segment where we're going to continue our conversation about farming versus hunting. So let us know, what are you? Are you a farmer or are you a hunter? Do you have something on the inside of you that drives you to do what you do? Let us know in the comments. Thomas?
Yeah, all right. Well, I hope everybody's enjoying that. We down to our last 15 minutes, you guys. As you can see, it goes fast when the energy is high. Juices are flowing. Yeah, juices are flowing. Everybody's into it. It's a blink. It's only 60 minutes, you guys. Only 60 minutes. So this last 15 minutes, my question is going to be, we're going to go a little bit deeper for a short period of time. So what I want you guys to talk about is, what are some of the strategies for hunters or farmers? Just some strategies that we can help our listeners with. Coach, would you like to go first?
Well, definitely hunter focus mindset, right? Focus mindset. And when it goes to the focus and the mindset, I'm always going to be beholden to the morning routine. I'm always going to be beholden to the morning routine, because if you don't have one, we used to say something in the hood, right? Growing up, if you didn't stand for something, you were kind of like a leaf in the wind, and whichever way the wind blew, that's the way you went. And we saw a lot of young people lose their freedom and their lives because they didn't stand for anything, right? They didn't have a routine and they were just kind of like there. So if you're just kind of like there in your business and you don't have any revenue goals, you don't have any lead goals, you're not doing something specific when you wake up in the morning, then listen, you're chasing. You're chasing instead of leading. If you're looking at what other people are doing and you're following them instead of following what your instincts tell you as a hunter, or if you're not aligning yourself with the right people, that's another piece, right? If you don't align yourself with the right people, then you won't have the right mindset. You have to put yourself inside of that environment. On the hunter piece, on the farmer's piece, you need to learn how to be patient. Be patient, because it takes time to build something that can stand the test of time. That's what I'm going to say. That's my main. It takes time to learn anything. It takes time to build anything. And like I said in the 7 prerequisites to success, failure or perceived failure is a key to success. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. So don't chase, don't be anxious, be patient, deep breathe, and allow yourself the time to learn and allow yourself the space to fail comfortably.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That was all right, Coach. Charmaine, how about yourself? Just some strategies from either or.
Okay, so I do believe that the way to focus through being a hunter to be able to get to the farming skill is through constant development and constant
Okay.
growth, as said, through learning and practice. Because you have to be really creative. You know, I find myself having to be really creative constantly, like when I'm planning an event or, just being a critical thinker. So you don't have to have, when you're starting out, all of the resources to make things happen. That's what a lot of people think, but you have to be, resourceful in order to reach that next level that'll be able to help you to get the resources that you do want, and that definitely takes maximizing your time. That does take that, it goes back to the word opportunity. And, during these moments of growth, your perspective is everything. I have learned that. For example, I can literally, take a group of people and have them listen to a motivational audio, right? Now, those people after the audio, I can ask, what did you hear? What did you take from that? A person who has a mindset of like lack, they will hear everything that they aren't doing.
Yeah.
I think she might have got locked in.
Yeah.
The difference between
Okay,
the
there you
two
go.
is one will feel sorry for themselves because they're so focused on what they haven't done. And then the other will actually take the information of how to do it, apply, and get better at it. So focus and opportunity in the space of entrepreneurship will take you very far.
Yeah, amen, amen. And that's perspective. I mean, that's very important, which is really how we started the conversation. Perspective, right? That's awesome. How about yourself, Junior? Any strategies for the people?
Yes, so I could give the people strategies, but I'm gonna give them something a lot more powerful than just a strategy, right? So I always say that when the wrong person does the right thing works in the wrong way, right? So on the part of the hunter, what I would say is don't perform the action of hunting. You have to actually be the hunter, right? You have to be so you can become. So I see myself as a hunter. I don't perform the act of hunting. Most people perform the act of hunting, right? Because everybody here, we just told them that they need to hunt. Tomorrow morning they're gonna go out and they're going to hunt, but they're going to hunt without being hunters, right? They're going to hunt without actually being hunters. So you have to see yourself as a hunter. For me, when I started to see the results, I had to have three things. I had to have the self-image, the philosophy, and the science. I had to see myself as a hunter. I had to be able to think like a hunter, and I had to have the science or the strategy of a hunter for me to achieve results. So that's what I would say on the hunting piece. You want to be the hunter. Don't try to perform the act of hunting. And when it comes to farming, what I'm gonna say is what I'm gonna say when it comes to farming is you want to weed the garden of your mind, right? Weed the garden of your mind. So when it comes to sales, what often happens in sales, right? And I noticed that with myself, right? Weeding the garden of your mind. Most people in sales, when they come out the gate, like Shaan always says, everybody looks nice, right? Everybody looks nice. But after some time, your numbers go down, things start to happen. But what always happens is different things like they seep in, right? So for example, you get on a call, prospect is giving you objections. You hear the same objections 10 times, you start to believe it. Like as a farmer, you have to weed the garden of your mind. You have to get rid of those objections, and they come in place like subconsciously without even realizing. You put ceilings on your mind, and you allow weeds to grow in your garden. So that's what I would say. When it comes to farming, you want to weed the garden of your mind. Make sure that you remove negative beliefs, anything that may be stopping you from going towards your goals that may be there unconsciously that you may have accumulated over a period of time. That's what I would say. So for the
Okay.
hunter, you want to actually be the hunter. Don't just perform the act of hunting. And when it comes to the farmer, you want to weed the garden of your mind.
Oh boy, that was awesome, man. I think we just got a B topic: how to be the hunter. Because we need to go deep on how to be
Yeah.
the hunter.
Definitely.
That was good, Junior. That was good. That was good. Miss Kayla, how about yourself?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was good.
I believe after what Junior says, like speechless, right? Amazing.
Yeah, that's a tough act to follow right there.
Right. So I will combine the hunting and the farming to track because if you don't track, you don't know, right? So sometimes you are hunting and what exactly are you doing? So it's really good to track what you are doing. Sometimes you go be like a behind the prospect and you are not tracking it. So who exactly are you talking with? So I would combine both of them and say the strategies to be starting, tracking, what exactly you are doing. Because sometimes you may be saying things like, oh, I don't have leads, or I don't have like a nobody who is interested on my program when you haven't been tracking nobody. Because if you have been tracking, you would be able to see like how many people you spoke with and all this kind of thing that is like a behind the scene. So yes, tracking is extremely important.
Okay, all right, good stuff. Miss Tracy, how about yourself? Then we're gonna close out with Miss Nadira.
Okay. So I hear a lot about development and mindset, and it reminded me of a quote that I posted this morning by Jim Ron. And this is going to be my contribution. It says your level of success seldom exceed your personal development because success is something you attract by the person you become. And that is what Junior and Charmaine is stating, talking about, and Sean has mentioned, like just developing yourself, uh, shifting your mindset, expanding your mindset to become these things, and then you will attract your success.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I just want to drop one thing when Junior talked about the weeds in terms of gardening your mind. It reminds me of that book that has 66 chapters somewhere down deep in Romans, somewhere in that 12. It talks about renewing your mind. Why is that important? Because like Junior's saying, there's going to be weeds in your mind, and you knew that there's always going to be a war between your heart and your mind. So when he says renew, come back to what I told you about you. Miss Nadira?
I want to talk to the solopreneurs and the entrepreneurs that are single moms. I am a life and business, inspirational life and business coach, and there are times when you are the only person or the solo person in your business. You have to be both. You may have to be the hunter, and then you have to be the farmer. One thing I want you to realize is that while you're focusing on being the hunter, don't forget to tend to the garden. Don't forget to tend to the farmer takes care of the garden. If you don't take care of your mind, if you don't operate in balance, you got to think about it this way. You have to think about solving problems one solution at a time. When a lion goes out, he doesn't think about killing 5 or 6 pieces of prey at one time. He focuses on one goal. He focuses on the kill for the moment. It doesn't mean that he doesn't focus on, it doesn't mean that tomorrow he won't focus on another, or he's not going to have another goal. But sometimes in entrepreneurship, you have to find your kill for that day. as you're planning for the rest of your week, as you're planning for the rest of your day. Don't get caught up into trying to provide solutions for everything. Start out by being a single solution provider. That's how you develop your niche. Take about 5 to 7 problems I want you to hunt for. Hunt for 5 to 7 different problems that you can solve and provide a single solution to tackle all of that. Be that lion. Be that lion and find a solution that you can tackle, that you can be able to tackle and be able to maintain. And then when you get to the point where you can add to your garden or to your farmers, you can add farmers, then you can go and you can have other lions hunt with you. And you don't have to do the hunting by yourself.
That's real good. That's real good. Definitely. I definitely gave that some rounds, right?
Because you got to.
Listen, guys, this is entrepreneurs, right? Entrepreneurs dinner with the coaches. If you're watching this, you're a coach, you're a speaker, you're an entrepreneur, you're an author. Listen, you got problems, right? As an entrepreneur, you got problems. You're trying to build your business. You're trying to lead generate. You're trying to close deals. You're trying to put systems together. You're trying to do both and more. You're trying to secure the bankroll, make sure you don't go bankrupt. You know, everything is real. This is not easy. You might be trying to write books, trying to book gigs. Listen, we've been there, done all of those things. Been there, done all of those things. Everybody here is a coach. Everybody here is an entrepreneur. Find your tribe. As a matter of fact, looks like you just found your tribe, right? So welcome. This is what we do. Don't forget about Breakfast with the Brand on Saturdays. So Breakfast with the Brand on Saturdays, 8 a.m. Entrepreneurs, dinner with the coaches. Not just one. It's not me. It's we. Everyone here is a coach. Listen, you're going to see something that you like. You're going to hear something that you like. Something that someone says is going to trigger you. It's going to resonate with you. Follow the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow the channel, like, share, and subscribe to Breakfast with the Brand and the Entrepreneurs Dinner with the Coaches. Reach out to us. Because let me tell you something. Like Nadira just said, a lion needs a pride, and an entrepreneur needs a tribe. It's lonely as a lion by yourself. There's hyenas out there. Right? There's hyenas out there. And if you're alone, they will rip you to shreds. But if you're in a pack, that's when you dominate. Let's grow.